Yes, thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kathleen McCarty. I am the state representative for Waterford and a portion of Montville, and I'm pleased to serve on the Education Committee in the legislature. So we do understand the very importance of having a strong economy in the southeastern region here in Connecticut. So with that, the Education Committee spent a great deal of time this past session looking at increasing job opportunities and being certain that we have an educated workforce. So I know the Education Committee is delighted to be able to partner with the community colleges and with EB and Millstone and our area companies to be sure that going forward we have a very well-educated workforce. So this morning I'm delighted to be here to learn as much as possible and to partner with all of you, and I thank both senators for the invitation. Thank you. I'd just like to say, to give a little optimistic point of view, that the state is aware, and I go to Senator Formica's remarks about if we're going to increase economic development, particularly throughout the state, that we have to have a good overall water plan for the state. And so that did take on a lot of discussion, and there will be a state water plan so that we can continue to grow and bring in economic development. But if I can go back to the education piece just for a minute, I'm a long-standing Board of Education member, 20 years on a local Board of Ed in a traditional public school, and the public schools are aware now that we need to do a lot more with working with our partnerships with manufacturing and with the tech ed schools, and so that is a positive note. I do want to protect the guidance counselors, however, and tell you that they are working hard to help that will actually succeed. Waterford was #1 in tech ed in the region in the culinary arts. And as far as the tech schools go, I can't tell you how impressed I was with the education that our students are receiving in the tech schools. A lot of these children go on, aside from going into the manufacturing, they're obtaining liberal arts college degrees. And I heard from some of the students that what they're doing, they go to the tech schools, they take a break, they go on, they get jobs that are perhaps not the most high-paying jobs, but they use that education that they've received to get a higher education. So it's all working well together. I think the public act that Bonnie referred to earlier today in this discussion, I actually brought it with me, Public Act 16-144. That is going to do a lot of good with the educating the middle school students and the high school students about the jobs that are out there. And with the commissioner working with the manufacturing industry, I think we're going to be able to get a handle on the percentage that we need to fulfill all the jobs that we need in the manufacturing area with EB, with Millstone in those regions. But we also want to protect our other types of jobs in the state. And so I was happy to hear that Rhode Island has some incentives in place to retain our higher educated and workforce. Connecticut is looking at that with our higher education institutions. There are some incentive programs. We heard from the Medical Association that this is a problem with the doctors. We're training doctors, and we know that the cost is very high in medical schools, and we need to find incentives to keep these these types of professions here in Connecticut. So I think the conversation is at a new level. All around, we need to come to a great balance in the state, partnering with Rhode Island. If I may ask, and I don't put you on the spot, but if you could leave us some of that information that you referred to today on the incentive programs that you have, that would be... Yes. Thank you very much, and I'd be happy to bring some of that back to the Education Committee, but I just would like you to know that the public schools are aware right now, and they're working well. And finally, I know it's all over the place, but we're so pleased with some of the placement that we're doing with within the public schools with the community colleges, and the amount of credits that they're receiving prior to leaving high school is also a tremendous advantage to our students, because many of them, as we talked, the cost of tuition is so high, but the community colleges are working very well with the public schools, that giving a head start to many of our students, that they can come in sometimes with over 20 credits. So I think that's another area that we have to continue to look at, but thank you.